Sam, first of all, welcome to West Bromwich Albion. How good does it feel to be back in management and also back in the Premier League?
I'm back in the Midlands, back in the Black Country as well, where I was born, just down the road at Dudley, like you mean. So, yes, great memories as a boy at the Hawthorns. Even though many out there might have seen me as a Wolves fan, I did spend quite a few years watching West Brom because my best friends at school had their older brother playing here many years ago, Roger Minton, so we used to get free tickets to come and watch. So I used to watch the Wolves, and if I got a free ticket to come and watch West Brom, I'd come as well. I think that gave me the drive to want to be a footballer. But then I've been here as a player, obviously been here as a manager, been here with Brian Talbot as a coach. So my connection with West Brom's quite good, quite big, and now to have the opportunity and the pleasure to be the manager is something that I'm looking forward to. And back in the Midlands, back in my old stomping ground, and working for this club, I know the history of it, and I know the passion that the fans have, and boing boing, baggies.
Jeff Astle, Tony Brown?
Yeah, Tony Brown, Jeff Astle, yeah, way back then. Played against Big Cyril, Len Cantello, I think Brian Robson, Asa Hartford, all those boys, Laurie Cunningham. So in my time, and then obviously coming in as a manager was, I think I even played against Johnny Giles when he was player manager here one stage. So, I've got great affection for the ground, and I see it holds a really good atmosphere from the fans. It's got the adrenaline rush, and it gets the hair standing on the back of your neck. So hopefully as a manager I can bring relief to the players and relief to the fans and relief to everybody concerned at West Brom and the owners by trying to get them out of the trouble that they're in.
As a manager, Sam, you've got a tremendous record of improving clubs that you go into. What's the secret, and how do you like to work in order to get those positive results?
Well, I think the secret has always been how hard that you work in terms of your experience and knowledge that you have. And you can sense and correct the things that you see that are going wrong, and that's not just on the field, that's in training, that's not just the players, that's the whole training ground in general. So that's me getting the sense and the feeling of everybody on how they work, what do they do, what is their job, how best can they help the players be prepared to play the next game and help them to try and win, because without all that staff at the training ground and all the help behind the scenes at West Brom, those players couldn't go out and perform to the best. So can we get everybody doing their job better, and can I get into the players and really find out what they're all about and find out why they think they're not playing as well as they can do, why they think they're not getting the results they obviously think they deserve, because obviously I'm hearing about the bad decisions against Manchester United. I'm hearing about 3-0 up against Chelsea, but it was end up 3-3. I see the last minute goal at Newcastle. And of course, these are small moments that defined your season. And if you concentrate when these small moments come along and you don't make a mistake in those small moments, then you stop conceding those goals. And I think that that is the ultimate aim for me in the beginning, and to try and win a game as quickly as possible to lift spirits. And it won't be an easy task. I'm not saying it will. No club has ever been an easy task when I first moved in. It's always been an extremely difficult one. There has been times when I've thought I've made the wrong decision. I think that particularly at Crystal Palace, when by the time the January window was shut in, I hadn't won a game. And I thought, this is not good for me, it's not good for Crystal Palace or Steve Parish. But we worked very hard with Steve and them owners and bringing some players in, and I worked very hard with the players that were there, and we got and lifted the spirits, and in the end He even went out and beat the big boys and got safe. So at this moment in time, I can't predict what I can or cannot do. I can only try my very best. And I hope I succeed like I've succeeded at those clubs I've talked about. And if that's the case, we will all be very, very happy at the end of the season and look forward to the next one. And if we can look forward to the next one in the Premier League, I'll be absolutely delighted.
I'm sure, Sam, when you've had discussions with the club and Luke, you've heard enough and you've seen enough to be able to think to yourself, no, I believe that I can keep West Bromwich in the Premier League, otherwise you wouldn't have taken the job.
I wouldn't believe I could take the job, no. I can't, I can only try my best, like I said, and try my best with the support of everybody will give me the opportunity to try and, I can't do it on my own. I've never been able to do it on my own. It's never all about me. It's all about me, if you like, trying to inspire everybody, you know, into achieving something more than they're achieving. You know, I managed West Ham in the Championship, and it was all lovey-dovey. You know, we were winning every week. We weren't losing games, we were winning. It wasn't very difficult to manage that team because we were the best. And that's a bit similar to West Brom last season. What the reality comes is, when you get into this league and the Premier League, you're not the best anymore, and you've got to really knuckle down and change the way you're thinking and change the way you're playing sometimes. And if you do that, and you've got the right determination and the right ability, but there's two simple factors why we are where we are. And the simple factors is we've only kept 2 clean sheets in 13, and we've only scored 10 goals. And that factor tells you you're going to be in the bottom 3. So had we kept 6 clean sheets or 7 clean sheets, we probably would have maybe 12, 14 points by now, because we may have won 2 or 3 matches, but we haven't. So those 2 factors, we have to find a way for those 2 factors to gel together. 1, to stop goals going in, and 2, to try and score more goals.
You arrived at the training ground bright and early this morning. You met the players. What are your first impressions of them, firstly as people and secondly as players?
Well, I get to know as people as we interconnect on a regular basis, on a day-to-day basis. It's very, well, we try and keep our distance, obviously, with COVID, but it's very personal at the training ground, and it's very, very good from the fact that you can feel the atmosphere, and I feel, it's only my first day, I feel like the squad of players that, you know, want to do well, are trying to do well, but maybe, you know, a little bit more confidence instilled in them. They might, and hopefully, start to get the right results. You know, I can't for 1 minute criticise Slaven for what he's done, but in terms of getting the team promoted in his first season, that's absolutely fantastic. But we all know how cruel this game. He knows as well as I do. If you want to win 1 in 13, then you know your position comes under threat. And what happened last year soon gets forgotten. But did a fabulous job. But unfortunately, you know, it didn't work for him at the start of this season.
What conversations have you had, Sam, with Luke and the rest of the board about what they want from you, and vice versa as well?
Well, that's one of the reasons I'm here. That I felt that as a working relationship, we could work together and try and build that relationship into trusting each other to do the right thing at the right time. We'll all talk about what the players, or players we should bring in January. I'd have to say that was on the agenda without going too far. But I would also have to say it's not going to be millions and millions of pounds spent in that particular window, because the revenue of all football clubs, be it West Brom or any club in the Premier League, has been devastated by the virus. So I understand that position, and I'm going to have to try and work with what we can get, if we can, or if we do need anybody. I'd much prefer to sit here at the end of January, having picked up 2 or 3 wins, and actually be comfortable enough to say, well, we really can't find that right player, but I'm not too worried about not getting him, because I think we've got enough. But I don't know whether that's the case just yet.
What a way to start Sunday night, Aston Villa here at the Hawthorns. As a man from the local area, you know exactly what West Bromwich Albion versus Aston Villa means. Is it the perfect game to start?
Is Dean Smith not the same? Is he?
He is indeed.
He's the same, isn't he? You know, so, and then there's Shaky, who played here when I was coaching here, Craig Shakespeare, so it's it'd be good to see them, but hopefully when they're finished, we will be smiling and they won't. But it'd be, you know, I mean, obviously the sad thing is about a derby, it's not got the fans. So, and I think one of the mental side of my understanding is because there's no fans in the home games, I have to try and find a way to make sure that we make it feel like it's a home game. So mentally I've got to try and make the players feel that like this is a home game, this is where we've really got to perform and really got to do the business. Because so many clubs are slipping up because there's no fans at home, it's unbelievable. I think even Manchester United only won 1-1 at home this season. You know, and we see so many clubs not being able to win on their own ground, purely and simply because those home fans are not there cheering them on. So I've got to try and find a way of, you know, stimulating the players to play at home and get the results. And, you know, even though the fans are not there, they'll be watching, streaming or on the TV or whatever it might be, and try and make them finish the game with a smile on their face.
What would it mean to you to win that first game in charge here on Sunday?
Well, that's everything, innit? Local derby's everything, innit? So, you know, we can talk about playing the bigger teams, but it's the local derbies, you know. They're the ones you want to win. I mean, obviously you want to win every game you possibly can, but they're the ones, because you know you send the fans home that much happier. You know the fans go to work and bump into Villa fans, you know, and it's their week, innit? They've got they've got one over on their old rivals, and that's what you want to see, and that's why we all love the game so much.
Just finally, Sam, have you got a message for the West Bromwich Albion fans?
Well, we'd love to see you back as quickly as possible, and we will, hopefully when you do get back, whenever that might be, the team has turned the corner and we start winning some football matches and entertaining you. So until then, have a nice Christmas and a happy New Year, and hopefully we can bring you some joy by winning some football matches for you.